Hello, good morning, and good afternoon. I'm Seung Baek from UiPath Korea. Today, I'd like to introduce IPA of the NACF, National Agricultural Cooperative Federation, who has been with the UiPath Korea since the first stage of IPA journey back in October 2019. NACF is a group company with the three major business sectors and supports agriculture and livestock businesses with more than 1,000 member companies as shareholders. In Korea, NACF IPA has been introduced as a successful IP case for companies with federal business models. Today, I'd like to talk with Mr. Yeon-Suk Choi, who is in charge of NACF IP COE, about why NACF chose IPA and how IPA is contributing to the digital transformation of NACF. Hello, Mr. Choi.
Hello, Mr. Baek.
I heard that the vision of NACF IPA is that not only your employees, but all of your members are not left out of the digital world. From now on, please introduce us the NACF IPA strategy, unique deployment methods, and IPA roadmap. First of all, the company form and structure might be somewhat unfamiliar to those listening today. Could you briefly introduce NACF?
Yeah, NACF, the National Agricultural, the Cooperative, the Federation, it is the full name of it, and we have 1,118 members of all the of communities, and 2 million people work together with them. The NACF's main role is to develop services and support them. And the RPA is the one of the result of this.
It's amazing. 2 million individuals and 18 members are shareholders of the company. Now, can you explain the background or challenges behind the digital transformation at NACF? And I would appreciate if you could explain how you approach it.
Um, Before introducing RPA, we couldn't start the digital transformation very well because of the diversity. First, diversity was business, economic business, mutual financing, and the extension and support work are so different. The other diversity was about the community's business type, urban type, rural type, and combined one. And the last diversity is about the digital technology, RPA, AI, and the big data. They all use different language and infrastructure. So after a long-term investigation, we developed four approaches: nationwide participation, and improve the overall capability by benchmarking each other, and accelerate real benefit with the real needs from the users. And the last one is maximize synergies by common tasks RPA development.
But to me, it seems that more creative way of approaching have been used to maximize the participation and synergy of all employees and members. So I'm sure NACF values must be different from others. What is the core value of NACF IPA and what different ways do you use to achieve it?
According to these four approaches, we set up new values. First, the focus on the real voice from the users. And this is quite different with other companies because others usually focus on the number of tasks or saving time. With this value, we set up two digital benefits to the members, and the other one is about the communication platform for digital transformation. So we built a portal system that anyone can participate in this digital transformation. The last value is about digital experience to make them really feel the digital benefits. So we built NH Future Innovation Center for people's experience.
So three words definitely seem important. Digital benefits, anyone, and experiences. You are going to explain the details in next, am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, You said there are 11, 18 members in the country. How can they use IPA effectively?
Uh, it is about the operation model, and we thought about it a lot. First option was decentralization. It could lead active participation from all over the Korea, but it costs a lot. The other option was centralization. It would be very cost effective, but it couldn't lead the people's active participation. So we developed third option, the centralization with the portal system, and we call it NH type RPA. Yeah.
Oh, very interesting. Generally, IPA portals are concerned at the expansion stage. However, NICF introduced it from the beginning for nationwide IPA spread and user convenience. Could you elaborate on the portal so that the audience they can understand it?
Um, Yeah, this is the main page of the portal system. It has main three functions. First one is the proposition menu. Anyone can propose any ideas for the RPA development, and others can share ideas and discuss and improve the ideas. The other function is bus tour. Um, After RPA task development, they automatically will be uploaded into the bus tour. And the last function is MyBan. Employees could use the RPA task in the bus tour just by putting the RPA task into MyBan menu. And actually, the bus tour is similar with the Apple's App Store.
Oh, it's fun to use it like Apple App Store. I want to use it as well. How about feedback from employees using the IPA portal? And is there a function to evaluate their automation experience as well?
Mhm. Yes, as I said, it's very similar with the Apple's App Store. So, both store displays the RPA tasks according to people's rating and people's popularity. It is very convenient for the employees.
Now, I became very curious. You mentioned the NH Future Innovation Center earlier. For what purpose did you make it? And what do you do there?
It is for employees' digital experience, and it is located at the first floor of the main building, and it has four facilities. First one is RPA control tower that monitors RPA operation and performance, and robot room is for the robot PC security, and the office room and RPA lab is for people to gather together, share ideas, and actually try their RPA ideas.
It's not just a control tower. You have a lab where all the employees can automate their own ideas. It's great. Now, I have some questions. How satisfied are employees with the automation of the past year? And what changes are really taking place in your company?
After RPA institution, we took a survey and it scored 95, a very high score. And I got some good feedback from the employees. Some people had to come early in the morning for their job, but RPA substitutes that task and they don't need to come to early in the morning. And some people could avoid the heavy workload for a short time. And also, RPA could help the IT system development. RPA could do some roles among the IT systems and IT system and MS Office products like Excel, PowerPoint, and so on.
So, to my knowledge, when you start a new IT project within the company, you're always thinking about any synergy you can create with your RPA, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, it's very interesting for everybody to benchmark. How can you get members across the country to experience IPA and enjoy its benefits?
Yeah, main benefits. And I want to introduce real voices from employees. Uh, They said, I believe we can secure more working hours. We often cannot catch up with important work due to the massive workload in a specific period of time. I think we can effectively utilize the RPA portal.
So could you explain us how to expand your coverage across the whole country?
Actually, we visited 8 communities all over the Korea, and we tried to cover more business type and business activity to solve diversity. We discovered many tasks, and we are going to develop RPA project next year. And also, we are going to visit another 20 communities in November and December.
Great. So far, we have heard about NACF IPA strategy and differentiated approaches so far. Now, I'd like to know about how strategically NACF could move forward with IPA. Could you explain it to us?
Now we are in 2020. The agenda is annual can use it. So we are trying to get more members to use the RPA technology. Actually, we are presenting the prize to the employees who submit best ideas. Next year is hybrid year. Anyone can use it. Also, some people develop it. So we are going to educate some people for developers. For third year is anyone can develop it. We hope everyone use it, also develop it. Also, we are going to make new prize named Development Champion in that year.
So you're going to start with the user level where all the employees come up with ideas and then develop them as a developers by 2022, right?
Right.
Okay, so we'll be able to see many champions within the NACF by 2022. From the technology perspective, how do you prepare for future IPA of NACF?
RPA portal will do the main role as it does today. And I'm thinking I'm going to connect RPA with other technologies like OCR, AI, and chatbot. Actually, we are trying with OCR technology with RPA about the people's identification or people's certificate.
The cornerstone of NACF IPA appears to me is IPA portal. We look forward to the success of NACF building digital workers and applying new technology. How is NACF IPA's roadmap for scale up? Could you share your story with us?
We developed 3-year roadmap. In 2020 is just for introduction, and NACF is leading it. We are focusing on just major corporations and some communities. The next year is for expansion. We hope all agricultural and livestock communities use it, and regional HQ will lead this change. The third year, 2022, is for stabilization. I hope all the member of the association lead this change themselves. Also, I'm going to adapt other intelligent technologies in that year.
So today we've heard great stories about IPA journey and strategy of NACF. Mr. Choi, thank you so much. Finally, can you give companies with a federal business model some tips on the success of IPA based on your experiences?
I can summarize the NHRPA success with 3 sentences. Provide a platform for RPA experience, secure a space for communication, and establish support and cooperation systems at the company-wide level.
Dear audience, as you've heard, NACF is different from traditional enterprise IPA in its IPA strategy and approaches. When both NACF and UiPath Korea first started IPA, we dreamed that 100,000 robots would be used by NACF employees and members. We've already taken the first step, and from now on, we are going to run well together. I hope everyone who heard the NACF IPA story today will cheer for us. Thank you, Mr. Choi, for telling us a great story of NACF IPA today. And thank you all for listening to NACF IPA story. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.